Come with us now, if you dare, down a rickety staircase into a dank, dark basement. What awaits? The Saturday Night Freak Show.
Hey, thanks for listening to the Saturday Night Freak Show podcast, the movie review and talk show podcast that comes your way every Saturday. These are the internet radio superstars.
Sean.
Michaela.
And I'm Colin.
That's how we're starting out.
That's appropriate. It's appropriate for this movie, though.
Lethargic.
Old Man Winter.
Yeah, it really is.
Rip
Yeah,
Van
yeah.
Winkle, I guess.
Yes.
Emerged in a new and exciting world of 2026.
Woo! That guy had a good idea. Just
sleep
take a
through
nice
it.
nap and sleep through all the bullshit.
Down
Yeah.
for that. You never wake up, though. There's so much bullshit.
Well,
That's
tonight, thank you for joining us in January.
Yes, thank you for joining. This is for you. You should be here. Thank
That's
you for
right.
joining
This
us.
is
Yes.
Listener Choice Month. So congratulations.
Thank you.
A whole month for you, by you, with you, sometimes hating us. I don't know. We'll see what the rest of the picks are for this month.
Well, we asked, you submitted a bunch of titles you'd like us to watch, and then you voted.
And then you game the system, and here's what we have.
So we have four movies. We're
We
going to
do.
start from the bottom up. So this is number 4. We're going to work our way to the
This
first
is
one.
your least voted for movie.
Yes.
And what is it? What do we watch tonight?
Freddy's Dead, the final nightmare?
Collins,
Yes.
The Final Nightmare.
Yes.
From the year.
Is it 1991?
91, yes.
91.
Directed by
Rachel Talalay.
Yes. Who we would know from
Tank Girl?
Oh, she did Tank
Yes.
Girls?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
I think it was after this.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, so
yeah,
this
this was her first
one.
movie. Yeah.
Yeah,
Did she do the Ghost in the
Freddy's
Machine too? Was that hers?
Dude,
I think she only did like 3
movies.
movies.
She's been doing TV for the last 25 years exclusively.
Yeah.
Ghost in the
Yeah.
Machine and Tank Girl and Final Nightmare. How do you pull a Freddy movie as your first?
All right, I know the answer to this.
Ooh,
Yes.
all right, go
Because
for it.
I was, and I guess still am, a rabid fan of the Jason, Michael, and Freddy movies.
Mm-hmm.
So I read all the Fangorias. I read all the stuff. So I know Rachel Talalay was like a unit or a line producer on, I think, like Elm Street 3 and 4 or 4 and
Okay.
5, something like that. She
Okay.
worked at New Line
Mhm.
Cinema, and she wanted to be a director. And so Bob Shea gave her the shot with Freddy's Dead.
Mhm.
I think she had also worked, and watching this movie again tonight, it came back to me. She worked on when John Waters worked for New Line.
Yes, she was a producer and production
Wow.
assistant to John Waters. And she worked on the best of his movies, which is Polyester, Hairspray, and
Crybaby.
Crybaby. Yes.
Yeah.
hmm
So
Interesting.
there's a lot of that. It's like she brought that sensibility to the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise.
It would appear so.
This one is a weird one. Like, okay,
to say
so
the least. Yeah.
I
In a
remember-
franchise of weird movies.
Right, in a
yeah.
franchise of very weird movies.
Yes.
This is a weird one.
well, they cranked the I know.
I have a question, especially about this franchise and everything. I have seen the first one many times.
Mhm.
I have seen New Nightmare many times. I've seen this movie maybe like 3 times. Every other one of the Freddys I've seen once.
Oh, really?
Yeah, same.
Once.
I'm not a Freddy educated person.
No, Freddy
so-
was not my guy growing
Yeah,
up. I
same.
was Halloween and I was Friday the 13th.
Mhm.
Those
Oh,
are the
wow.
ones I
Same.
could tell you anything about. This
It
one
is
is not on my
amusing to me, I guess, from a historical context, from having lived through that period. Freddy was the biggest one.
Mhm.
right. That's
Like,
yeah.
Freddy Krueger was fucking huge.
Right, but like you said, you lived through all
Yeah.
of them. I did not. My experience came more later
I
with
know,
the
so
other
it
ones.
seems like he's like the third. Actually, Chucky seems like Chucky is like an occupied
He's gaining.
space.
Yeah.
he is. He's
That
gaining
Freddy
space.
used to,
and,
yeah.
It's like Michael, Jason, Chucky, Freddy now maybe, or somebody else. Pennywise.
Pennywise
Yeah.
has gained ground on a lot.
because he basically did a
of
lot of the Freddy stuff.
Yeah.
I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because Sean and myself have only lived in like a post-ironic Freddy world.
Yeah,
like
it's-
we have
yeah.
always known him as like MTV Freddy.
Yes,
and
he
that's
is-
unfortunate.
Yeah, he's always
for
been
the
MTV
legacy.
Freddy.
Yeah.
Which is why when like New Nightmare came around, or at least when I viewed it, when eventually it was just like, oh, they're doing something different from what I knew Freddy to be as a pop culture icon, which is what he was to me the whole time.
Yeah.
Since I became aware of him.
TV shows, record albums, like I think there's something where Freddy raps. There was an album.
He did rap. Didn't he rap with the Fresh Prince?
Yeah, well,
they did
A Nightmare
that
on My Street was the Fresh Prince
that one,
song.
okay,
Yes,
that was like somebody
that
did
song's
something.
like 5 minutes long. It's
Yes,
so
that's true.
long.
That was good though, but that was because Freddy was so in the zeitgeist.
Right, he did enter the zeitgeist and inhabit the pop culture more so than a lot of.
Yes.
Well, the other two don't talk. That's the problem.
Yeah, that makes it very hard.
It's really hard to,
right. And it's a lot easier to insert this guy into other things when you have a personality.
Yeah.
That tends to go with the MTV generation in which he was, around for a lot of the time.
And he's different than the other slashers because basically he's a ghost and he appears in your dreams. And I think that whole thing, right, was like a big deal. You fall asleep in your dream and he'll get you,
Yeah.
But I remember, like how fast they cranked those movies out because there was one in 84, 85, 87, 88, 89.
Yeah, if this is 91,
this
they
is
cranked
91.
all those other 5 out before that?
Yeah.
Between 84 and 91?
So now I guess you look at it, it feels like a compressed period of time, but when you were living it, it felt like there was a space in between the movies. You couldn't wait for the next one, and they had one like every year.
Yeah, it's like Saw. Like we eventually got there.
Yeah. And I mean, then you look back at like how much, like the fantasy effects and the creature work and all that stuff in those movies that they were able to pull off. And
that's the main reation I would ever go back and rewatch any of these because the effects work and just the imagination behind what they're trying to pull off is really great. But I think that's the biggest draw for going back and watching these.
And that's the genius about the dream setting is you can get as weird as you want and you don't have to justify any of it. So,
Yeah, you can have weird nun shit, and then you can have weird
Chest of Souls.
Yeah, Chest of Souls. You can have weird video game stuff, and
we'll get to that. Yeah. So, Colin, I feel like you remember this period in time, obviously better than we do, but you seem to have like this is a major milestone in Colin's
especially
development
for this
lore.
one. Yeah, because the first one that I saw in the theater was Elm Street 5.
Okay. Dream Child?
Yeah, and I remember it being, there wasn't like a whole lot of people there. There was kind of this sense that the franchise was kind of, okay, yeah, we can keep making these. I mean, basically what? The template for the later movies was number 3, right? So there's like number 1, and then they copied that for number 2. Then there was number 3, they copied that for 4 and 5, right? And so I remember the promotion for this, and I remember going to see it in the biggest theater that we have in town here, and I remember it being packed.
Nice.
I was 17 years old on opening night, and it tore
if we only had a picture of that
down.
night.
Yeah, everybody was laughing, and they were all into it, and
For this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it was a audience reaction movie, and you're talking like 640 people, which like you kids out there now don't remember what it's like to be in a movie with 600
you kids listening now have no idea what a packed theater means.
Yeah, and they were eating it up. And I remember, like 17, I took a girl to it, and she did not like horror movies.
Oh, no.
Well, luckily for her, this isn't really a horror movie.
And
so.
it ended up, she was like, "Oh, I actually liked it," kind of thing. After it was over, so
and Colin looked at her with disdain.
Yeah,
and he said, "We will no longer be dating."
Yeah. When time travel is perfected, I want us to all go back to that moment and watch the movie with Colin in that crowded theater.
We'll just
17-year-old
be sitting
Colin
behind him, watching him with him being disappointed, and then his girl at the time being like, "That was really good."
Yeah.
Well, I remember like
litmus test movie now,
which is like you've said, which is what you've done.
Yeah. Oh, I've done that. Yeah, I've done it with much worse movies than this even. So yeah.
So it was a box office success. It was, I think, because they were saying like, "This is the end. We are going to kill Freddy Krueger. This is the final nightmare." And then I want to say, was it a year later? Then New Line bought the Friday the 13th, and then Jason Goes to Hell, the final Friday. We're gonna kill him off too.
Yeah, they really did it twice, didn't they?
I think it was successive. I think it was the next year. Was it 90? Or maybe it was
I'll check.
90.
I'll check to make sure because we have.
I
years
respect
later.
them killing them off. I advocate for that. Kill off more of our legacy characters. Stop giving them 20
agree.
movies. Let's have more finality.
Yeah, but
Even though he was,
I know what
Freddy was dead for like 3 years before they brought him back.
there had already been the final Friday the 13th.
Right.
Yeah.
But also,
chapter.
Jason's been dead for a long time now.
Yes.
As you're listening to this,
That's true. He has been.
He has been. Like
he has
over a
been.
decade.
But you know what? They
Ooh,
deserved
they're going
that punishment. They needed to learn a lesson with that one. Sometimes you have to go away, get a bit for a bit, and recalibrate and regroup.
Let people miss you.
But I like, didn't they do like a funeral for Freddie on MTV to promote this movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like I like that level of pageantry, commitment to the bit. I love it.
1993, Jason Goes to Hell.
Yeah.
The final Friday.
But then it turned out that this wasn't the last one
Right.
after all. Only 2 years later.
And thank God, 3 years later, and thank God.
Yeah, Wes Craven's like, I'm going to take it back. What New Nightmare? And then eventually it was Freddy versus Jason, right? Then that was a ways off.
Is it New Nightmare than Freddy vs. Jason?
I
Is
think
that
so? Yeah.
Wow.
That's quite a few
That's
years. 'Cause that's
crazy.
like 03. That's 2003.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
early. That's an early one. Fuck
Yeah,
me.
so that was a good decade in between there.
I've been wanting to bring that to the pod, but I don't think I could sit through it again.
Freddy vs. Jason?
Yeah, it's
Well, the question is going to be which one's better,
Tough.
Freddy's Dead or Freddy versus Jason?
Freddy vs. Jason, and I'll say it right now.
actually, I think
guarantee
I'd rather watch Freddy versus Jason.
that Freddy vs. Jason is better than
Yeah, I'm curious as to why our audience picked this. If this is like, this is so bad, we need to hear you talk about it. Is it I'm nostalgically attached to this? and I
Yeah, this
wanna
is
hear
a
you talk about it?
random one.
Yeah.
Considering, and I'm gonna guess our audience is kind of the same as it has been in years past. And have we had? I don't think we've had many Freddy movies show up on the
Even
list.
as a suggestion.
No.
Because I was trying to think, like we did Elm Street 3 at one point. And
3,
we
yeah.
Did,
we did New Nightmare during the pandemic.
New Nightmare,
I'm pretty
and we
sure.
did the
remake.
with Jackie
We
Earle.
did. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. That's my fault.
Yeah,
Is that
you
the
brought
worst?
that.
That's the
That's
worst.
the worst
Elm
one.
Street movie.
by a long
I wouldn't
shot.
watch any
yes.
other.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's sit through
That
10
one's
hours of Freddy's
painful.
Nightmares. I'd rather watch that.
Yeah.
No more to the remake. It's horrible.
Yeah, I don't know. Is like Rachel Talalay the right director for this thing, or were they just like, we don't care, just do whatever the hell you want? Because it said story by her. The script was actually written by Michael DeLuca, who ended up being like one of the. Did he take over New Line Cinema, or he ended up being like a big? He started out in like horror with New Line, because he wrote like In the Mouth of Madness, also I think over there.
Gotcha.
And then eventually graduated to, I think he ran a studio. But I can't
He's
remember
also
if it was
he's the
New-
former president of New Line Cinema and head of production of DreamWorks.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And he formerly served as the chairman of Metro Goldwyn Mayer and currently serves as a co-chairperson and CEO of Warner Brothers alongside Pamela Abdi. So that man just heads movie production studios.
He had to start somewhere.
That is his thing.
Writing scripts for New Line Cinema horror movies.
Hey.
He wrote Judge Dredd. Damn.
Oh, damn.
All right.
Okay.
I see what you're working with. All right,
Depends on
I'm
how
not
you
mad
feel
at
about
it.
that. I mean, he produced a lot.
A lot.
He produced a lot.
Yeah.
Of shit. Holy shit. All right. Well, so
Well-
what did he? All right. Aside from producing, writer, Lawnmower Man.
Yeah.
The short.
The
film.
short, yeah.
Yeah. Freddy's Dead. In the Mouth of Madness,
Yeah.
which that's the first thing I thought when we walked into the padded room with the guy in the straitjacket. It would be a few years later.
I've never
but
actually seen In the Mouth of Madness.
Okay, so I first watched it, didn't like it.
Yeah.
Was not a fan. Watched it again because I told my roommate that one time. He's like, fuck you, you're crazy. Let's watch it again. And he made me watch it. I'm like, this is a good movie. It's a good movie.
All right.
It may hit you
Just
weird
never
off
made
the
it
bat,
there.
but
I don't have an aversion to it. I just
right.
haven't
And
made
I
it
don't
there,
sometimes I don't think you can make it to this one unless someone's just like, let's
Yeah.
sit down and watch
Yeah.
it. But it's good.
There's a
Surprisingly,
lot
it's
of
good.
people who like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I go back and forth on it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. There's stuff I like. And
Sounds like it might make for a good future episode.
We did that one
well,
already.
I was saying,
But how long
we did
ago?
do it, didn't we?
yeah.
but how long ago?
And who was here?
Yeah, because I was not here clearly.
I
Clearly.
can't remember, but I know we
I
did.
don't remember either.
Yeah. Okay, so that sets up, I guess, like, so we know where we are in 1991. We're going to kill Freddy off. So this is the big, we're going all in. We're taking out all the stops. This is the one that the people are going to go see.
I think they left a few stops in
I was
there,
going to say,
honestly.
this seems cheap.
This seems pretty tame for Freddy's Dead. This feels like it should have had a little more budget behind it, but
I mean, compared to Freddy versus Jason, which is like a big what was that?
That's
like
a
$100 million movie.
That's a big one. That's a Ronnie Yu action movie, is what that is. That happens to have Jason and Freddy in it.
Yeah,
this seems
all the
rather
remakes feel like bigger budget movies than these original ones.
Sure,
do.
But if it's Freddy's Dead, the final, and you're killing him, go all out, make it over the top and ridiculous.
My problem
it's
is
ridiculous, plenty, but
right. And having seen this more than any of the other ones, during the credits of this movie, because Freddy's dead, they go back and they show a lot of highlights from the previous movies.
Don't remind me of better movies.
And that's what I'm thinking as I'm watching. I'm like, were these better than the movie I just watched? Because the shit I'm looking at on the screen looks way wilder than anything we got in this one.
Yeah.
And I'm like, did we severely downgrade from our previous ones when we got to this?
Yeah.
But see, I don't remember because it's been so long since I've seen any of those
back to back,
ones.
The movies lost this. I mean, when you go, just to compare the first one to where you end up with Freddy's Dead, right? It's like, I've always said Wes Craven has a mean streak. That first movie does not pull any punches, and it is out to get you, know? And then they kind of, even the third one's kind of got like spiky edges.
Written by Wes Craven.
And then they start kind of going more jokey. And this is this is an R-rated movie, but it feels like it could be PG-13.
Yeah.
You know, they're leaning heavily into the cult of the Freddy personality.
Yep.
And Robert Englund's just kind of clowning around.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like we're not firing on all cylinders with this movie. It doesn't
this feels phoned in.
It kind of does. Yeah. I say that as one of my favorite Freddy movies, although I don't remember much about the other ones in the middle of the thing. But this is the one I watched when I was very young and always had a fondness for, just because.
Well, it's a cartoon.
It is a
cartoon.
The movie. It is definitely
a cartoon.
Yeah,
you love this shit.
It's got a couple of good lines from Freddy. I mean, he obviously, quote unquote, dies at the end, and then the 3D of it all. Once we
that was the big selling point, that Freddy's going to die in 3D Freddy vision.
Yeah, which I'd never seen until I entered your basement. So it didn't really matter.
We did watch that sequence in 3D with the original 3D glasses from.
Yeah, Colin has original Freddy's Dead 3D glasses with more movie advertising inside the glasses.
Yes,
Suburban Commando and House Party.
It's Suburban Commando.
Yeah.
I was frozen today.
To bring you back to 1991. I remember. Well, this was
soap when you need it.
And I guess if you're listening to this today, and there's still, I guess, 3D movies. Back then, there hadn't been like a 3D movie in the theater since 1983. Like a wide release.
Yeah.
And the technology that they use, because this is on film, right? So you couldn't go and put lenses on your projector and all that. So they opted to go with the anaglyph format, red and blue. So they just went with the paper red and blue glasses. So the whole end is like, you feel disoriented just by putting red and blue colored lenses on
which we did tonight. We watched our ending scene in 3D. A couple of us here have glasses, so I don't know how it worked for you guys. I saw a lot of red-green mush or red-blue mush in the middle of my face. No, because you're supposed to be able to just see it kind of regular.
It was better at certain parts than others.
It was, I think I found that if I focused on a specific thing that felt more 3D-ish, everything else kind of popped with it. But
this home video version, because we watched it on the DVD version, and the colors don't filter out as well as they're supposed to. So we saw a little bit of double, a
lot of double.
And I don't know if the new, because I have the 7 movie Blu-ray set, and it doesn't have the 3D sequence on it, but I think the newest 4K, I think it does.
Interesting.
I'm not positive, so I'm sure it renders better with the new, color space.
So, Colin, I challenge you, as a man who has already taken it upon himself to take Friday the 13th, Part 3, and make the ultimate 3D version of it.
Oh, make a color.
What the fuck are you doing showing us bad 3D Freddy when you know you can fix that? Maybe, because you had to source a lot of material to make that version, didn't you?
Yeah.
Because there's different versions.
Yeah, and I don't think they exist for.
I don't think so either. I think you got.
You have to comb through the different video.
Again, this is a project you may want to look into. Don't put a lot of time into it. But
I know, because I put a lot of time into the Friday the 13th.
You did.
Right.
And then they eventually did release like a legit version of it.
Right. Well, fuck that. I like your...
But you did it first, Colin.
You did it first. You did it best, and it looked way better than this one.
It's just like when I see a bigger podcast than us cover a movie we did, and it's a more obscure one, I'm always like, we did it first, though, you bastard.
Did it better.
Well, I think they had to do, like, why would you do this movie in 3D? I think it was because Friday the 13th, the competing franchise, had a 3D one. And so it was like, okay, we'll send Freddy off with, a big 3D ending. But it's just like the last 10 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
And it's a gimmick that's built into the thing where the woman, the main character has to put 3D glasses on. And when she does, you put your glasses on. And I think she even references, like, things still look the same as they did in my dream. Yeah.
We've never gotten a Halloween movie in 3D.
Right.
Almost did.
Bullshit. Rob Zombie's third one was supposed to be in 3D, right?
Almost. We came close.
Yeah. That was the one that was going to be directed by
Todd Farmer and
Lucier,
Patrick Lucier.
Yeah. I think it would have killed it. I think it would have killed the franchise to do it in 3D.
But it would have been
seen
continuity
so much
with the
worse.
Rob Zombie ones.
Yeah, but that would have been a wild
But I mean,
take.
we've seen the worst Texas Chainsaw movies in 3D. We can't get a Halloween movie in 3D.
Because they were the worst movies.
Was Scream 4 in 3D?
No, Scream hasn't done it yet.
No, well, that's not true. They post converted and done 3D. They did it for 6.
Oh,
I remember because me and my family always get together to go see the Scream movies. We've done it for Halloween and stuff until Halloween became shit. But we always seem to get together to go watch the big horror movies of the year. And I remember because my brother booked all of our tickets in 3D for the first viewing, and we all went, no. I will not be watching this movie for the first time in 3D. Change all that shit. So yes, they did come out in 3D.
Well, at least this one was shot to be in 3D.
Right.
So there's gimmicks where they're poking stuff out at the camera, and there's depth of field that they is like this hallway.
But nothing ever leaves the edges of the frame.
No.
Which is
there was a couple that
did they for you?
A knife
the knife and stuff did for me, but that was it.
Oh, see, I guess I didn't get that lucky because nothing left that square. I saw depth going back into it, but I never saw anything come get me.
Do you guys remember when TGIF did the 3D night?
Yes.
Yeah. I remember the Home Improvement episode the most. The big sub.
The wood
sub.
They were doing like wood sniffing and they were like, whoa. Yeah, they really leaned into it, which is what you want with the 3D.
Was it
have
Medium
fun.
Also in 3D?
Let me see if I can find what the lineup was. I only remember Home Improvement.
I'm curious what the Medium
Maybe
3D.
Her visions
multiple times.
Her visions were in 3D. Maybe they did like a CSI where the crime scenes were all in 3D. That'd have been
I think
fun.
Sabrina the Teenage Witch was also 3D during the lineup I saw.
So for those of you who are like, what in the holy hell are you talking about?
There's been a lot of people going like, what is 3D?
Television networks
used to have a fucking imagination.
Yeah,
crossover events.
Yeah.
So one night, sometimes they do crossover narratives or the characters would pop between
the blackout
shows.
episodes.
But this one was I think it was 2 hours maybe. Every sitcom on this Thursday or Friday night was in 3D, and you had to go get the glasses. Or the glasses came in the TV Guide.
Yeah, TV Guide, yes. Yeah,
it was the Medium episode of the TV Guide.
Yeah.
They had the glasses in them for the TGI
Sometimes
Friday.
I look at my kid, I'm like, you will never live. like we lived, like the joys that we had on just a regular, because they thought it would be fun for the audience to watch it. They don't do this shit anymore. You have missed out.
I promise we will talk more about this movie in a minute.
Sure, we'll get
really
there.
Important.
It's fine.
I found the scans of the 3D of the TV Guide for 3D week on TGIF.
Okay.
Oh,
Does anyone want to take a guess at what some of the other shows were? Because I
What
have
year?
all of them.
What year?
1997.
all right, 97. What channel?
This is ABC.
Channel on ABC.
TGIF, but also the other nights of the week as well.
Okay.
It was
So
3D
it's like
week.
Family Matters.
Family Matter, yeah.
Yes, yep. That's one.
Home Improvement.
Yep.
Roseanne?
No.
Okay. I don't even know if it was around at that
I don't
time.
think she did it for 3. They did the Halloween episodes.
Okay.
There's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4,
Wow.
5 more, 6 more.
Oh, you just better give them to us.
Okay.
Boy
It
Meets
is-
World.
No, I thought it was Boy Meets World too, but no. The Drew Carey Show,
Okay. All right.
Ellen,
Oh, Ellen.
America's Funniest Home Videos, obviously.
Oh, that's good.
Sabrina, Step by Step, and Spin City.
Step by Step was the one. Yeah.
All in 3D.
Wow.
Yes.
I'm very curious
Red
as to
and
what
blue
they
3D.
did in those episodes to make them 3D.
Now I kind of want to sit down and watch all those episodes.
I do too.
Oh, this is my weekend project. I'm going to deep dive
I do
into
too.
TGIF.
I want to see that
3D
whole
week.
lineup in 3D from then. That would be
Hell
great.
Where's
yeah.
the Freddy's glasses?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Ooh, all right. I like this.
Great idea.
All right.
Okay.
We'll dive in.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so this
Back to the movie.
the movie it has adult characters. I think for like the first main characters for the first
Does it?
time, right? Well, no,
So
I
there
guess-
is a youth home.
older. They're still
It
young.
says youth
They're still
home,
kids.
So I assume they're like older
yeah,
teenagers.
but like the central character is usually a teenage girl,
Yeah.
and in this one it's an adult woman. So I thought that was kind of
Well,
different
it
at
is
the
in the
time.
third act. Up until that, we're following someone else entirely. We're following John Doe for the first half of this movie
Yeah.
until
For the
he
first
disappears.
act, and then the kids take up a lot more of the time. She really gets her in the third act.
Yeah.
Is where she really comes around. And she's like,
I suppose
oh, yeah.
Nancy was an adult by the time the third one came around. But
Yeah.
so it's Lisa Zane. This is the sister of Billy Zane,
of William Zane.
who I had remembered she was in a movie. She's with James Spader.
Oh,
Was it like Bad Education or Bad something? I can't remember, but yeah.
she's an interesting actress.
Has she been in a lot of
That's what I was going to ask
Stuff
because I
after,
don't know if her range is great.
the acting in this movie is not good.
It's not great.
I think she comes off better than John Doe, our main guy. That guy is absolutely terrible.
I don't know if he's done
He's-
anything else. That's Sean Goldblatt.
I looked him up because I was curious. His daughter, way more famous than him. Ariana Greenblatt. She's a kid actor that's been the kid in every movie the past couple years. She was the girl in 65. She was young Gamora in like the Guardians
Oh,
movies.
really?
Yeah,
Oh,
she's
wow.
like
That's
you
his
need a
daughter?
young version of an older character. She's done all of it.
Oh wow.
All
And-
right. Well,
yeah,
she's
like I
doing
looked up
good.
because like I looked at his IMDb because I was like, what is this guy? And his trivia is about how his daughter's more famous than him. And I was
Oh,
like,
wow.
okay, wow, we know nothing about this man.
Well, I will tell you that thanks to MF Med, the keeper of the Saturday Night Freak Show Wall of Fame, we are inducting 3 of the cast members of this movie onto the Wall of Fame. Can you
My
believe
God.
it?
My
So
God.
the first one being Brecken Meyer.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Breckin
yeah.
Meyer.
Forgot.
Was he even
this.
in the credits for this? I didn't
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was.
He's the stoner. He's,
Is he Franklin or Bash?
He is. I don't know. Actually, I don't know who.
I think he's Franklin.
Wasn't
Mark
he-
Paul Gosselaar's the other one.
Yeah.
But wasn't he like in a Garfield movie? Wasn't he John in one of the Garfield
Was he?
movies?
Is he John Arbuckle? He is John Arbuckle, I believe, with Jennifer Love Hewitt. Lucky
Right?
son of a bitch.
That just came to me now. I'm like, wait a second.
He was also in Clueless,
Yes.
where I most famously know him from.
Yeah.
He has the face, hair, and voice of a stoner, so he can get that job
Yeah.
anytime
Yes.
he wanted, and
Especially
he
in the
usually
90s
did.
when-
Yep.
Yeah.
So that was good.
Well, you want to know? What
I
we've
like
seen him?
Breckenmeyer.
We have seen him. He was a surfer in Escape from L.A., which we did. I do not
Oh.
recall him as a surfer in Escape from L.A.,
Okay.
but you will remember him from as Mitt in The Craft.
Oh,
He
that's
is in
right.
The
He was in the
Craft, yeah.
craft.
There you go.
Yep.
And
Yep.
Freddy's dead, so welcome to the wall. Also,
Welcome.
Leslie Dean, who played Tracy in Freddy's Dead.
Was she the blonde?
Yes.
Okay.
We saw her in
Yeah.
976 Evil.
Okay. Don't remember
Way
that.
back, and Girlfriend from Hell.
Man, I know her from something else, and I don't know what it is, but every time she pops up on screen, I'm like, I know that woman.
Well, we have another inductee to the Hall of Fame.
Welcome.
And this
Robert
is going to be
Englund?
one of the many cameo appearances
Oh.
in Freddy's Dead.
Tom
Roseanne?
Arnold.
No. But yeah, Roseanne and Tom
Roseanne.
Arnold show up in this
They
movie.
Yeah.
do.
Mr. and Mrs.
Mr.
Tom
and
Arnold,
Mrs.
you
Tom
mean?
Arnold.
Yeah.
And Johnny Depp,
yeah.
who was in the first one, came back, I think, to this one because he had a connection with Rachel Talalay from Crybaby.
Okay.
And I think just to kind of send off it's the end of Freddy. So he
which is-
shows up.
Yeah, and that's really funny because for the next movie, which is Wes Craven's New Nightmare, like Wes Craven wanted Johnny Depp to be in that movie, but he didn't think he'd come back, so he didn't ask him.
Right.
Which is really weird considering he's in this one.
Right.
And
But this is like,
But is a cameo.
one-day,
Yeah.
cameo.
I mean, it would have been in that one. He was going to be in the. I think they wanted him for the funeral scene in that,
Oh,
which
okay.
which
but they got
didn't get
Nick
him.
Corey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Woo!
Well, the other one is Alice Cooper.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
Alice
Okay.
Who
Cooper.
we're finally putting on the Wall of Fame.
For playing
because-
Freddy's dad.
Yeah. And he was also in
What's that dog movie?
Monster Dog.
The dog,
that we
yeah.
did.
Yeah.
And
Friday the 13th Part 6.
I was
Does that
gonna say
count?
the
'Cause he did the song for that?
soundtrack
we
for
did
Yeah.
that, right.
Yeah.
But no, it was we did John Carpenter's Prince of Darkness.
He
That's
was.
right,
He was
that's
a
right,
bum.
that's
wasn't
right.
he?
I
forgot about that
So
one.
there you go. Welcome all three of you to
Yes, I feel great.
Some good,
having Alice Cooper
some
on
good
the wall.
additions. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So we haven't put Yaphet Kotto on the Hall of Fame yet.
No.
But he's in this movie,
Yep.
and he seems like, I mean, I remember when I saw it, like he seemed like the get, you know, for the cast. It was like, you got Yaphet Kotto,
He's a
and
big
then it
one.
feels like he doesn't do anything.
Right.
Yeah, he does nothing.
But,
He's
yeah.
Yaphet Kotto.
And I don't recall him being in many movies around this time or whatever. I mean, obviously he had a big following like in the 70s.
Didn't he do a cop show?
What?
Did he do a cop show? I'm gonna look him up. I could be. I'm probably very wrong.
Exploitation audiences would remember him from Bone, I think was the name of the movie. We
Bone.
remember him from Alien, of
Mhm.
course.
Of course.
But yeah, so he's in this. And is there
Mhm.
any other cast members that? Ricky Dean Logan.
Yes.
Yes, Ricky.
Great NASCAR driver name.
Ricky Dean Logan.
Ricky Dean Logan,
He's pulling
yeah.
up to second.
Yep.
He's the kid with the hearing aid.
Yes.
Okay.
We did see him in one other movie. It was Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh, nice.
He's the kid who comes running out at the end of like, there's vampires, everybody, you know,
Yeah.
whatever. He has in one shot in Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Okay.
Nice.
All right.
So one more movie
Hey,
with
good
Ricky
enough.
Dean Logan, and we'll put him on the Saturday Night Freak Show Wall of Fame.
Oh, Yaphet Kotto died in 2021.
Yeah.
Bummer.
So Freddy in this movie has killed all of the kids in Springwood, which is
Yes.
in Ohio, which I don't think we ever knew before. Springwood, I think, came up in like the Freddy's Dead TV series. I don't know if it was named in the movie series where Elm Street was. But Springwood,
I thought
Ohio.
it was in the first one. I could be wrong.
And because of that, there's one kid left, and it's this kid who ends up having amnesia as he's chased out of Springwood because Freddy wants him to basically go find new
Yes.
victims and bring them back.
Or one specific victim.
Yeah.
And bring them
So,
back.
what do we think about this addition to the lore? Because this is what the movie
No.
did new.
Doesn't matter. I
Don't
don't
like
care.
it.
I don't care.
What is it?
Freddy's got a daughter.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a question because again, I don't remember much of the earlier stuff. How often have we seen Freddy as a human being?
I think the first time was in Elm Street in the Dream Child.
It's
I
5.
believe you see him as one of the convicts in the sanitarium where the
Okay.
nun is. So you're like,
The nun. I remember the nun.
That's Freddy's dad right there.
Okay.
And then in the TV show, the pilot of Freddy's Nightmares, he's a human Freddy.
Okay.
And I
But
don't
movie
think he-
wise,
before this, I think this is the most. That
this
he
is
was-
the big one.
Yeah, he's actually playing Freddy as a
Okay.
human being.
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
But I mean, we knew in the first one he was a child killer and a janitor.
Okay, child killer or child molester in the first one?
The movie
He's a killer in the
explicitly
first one.
says killer.
Yes.
The
okay.
remake
It says
altered that, and
molester.
it's like then you realize there really is a fine line between what you're willing to accept in your
Yes.
movie maniacs.
Yeah.
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 Right.
So
Even though he is only labeled as a child killer in the first one, he
It's
know.
implied, I feel
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
it's implied,
yeah, and
but
that's
they
the fine.
really
You-
skirt,
Yeah.
that,
yeah, which
it's
is
like-
fine.
Yeah,
I feel like the first
that
movie
doesn't
gives you enough
right.
information.
I'm not gonna, and we're not gonna have as much fun with Freddy if we know that he's just molesting kids. left and
Exactly,
right.
yeah.
So,
and
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
the remake leaned heavy into that. It felt like, and it like
Yeah, go back and listen to our episode because that movie was fucking miserable.
Yeah, you get micro naps and molestation.
Well,
It's not.
but I just think about Rooney Mara sitting on the mattress that she was like assaulted on and having that
Yeah.
whole moment. And we were like, ooh, this
it's
is
not a.
it's an
not
unpleasant
that
watch.
killing kids is any better.
Right,
we're saying,
right.
And then the third one added this idea that he was the bastard son of 100 maniacs, and that's why he's so
Yeah.
evil.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's basically the biggest addition to the lore until this one, where it's like, no, actually, Freddy was a family man, and he was married and had a wife and kids.
This actually makes
Hate
more
it.
sense
Hate it.
Because based on our knowledge of like most serial killers, or not most, quite a few. I'm thinking like Dennis Rader, BTK. Had a family and kids, and then nobody knew what was going on until it.
But this is a paranormal entity. Like, I don't need this is like a huge problem in movies right now.
You're saying you don't need this backstory?
Since
we have already had a paranormal entity?
I don't need any backstory for Freddy at all, period. But I definitely don't need one that's focused on like domestic violence, and I feel sympathy for me as the villain because I was made to be this evil by other people.
Yeah, but even that, it's like, so I guess that's what the movie is trying to, this is the Freddy origin story that you never had before. So we're going to show, because there's a gimmick where the protagonist can go into his mind. How that happens? See, this is
but
there's a lot of like, oh, he can do that now.
Hand wavy magic. He can
really
just possess bodies and stuff.
You need to go into a dream.
Yep. So I'm going to be in your mind. Take me across the threshold. It's like, okay, nothing matters.
Yeah, there's a magic threshold around Springwood apparently too. Yeah.
But I guess it's going to show, like, we see Freddy Krueger as a child abusing or bashing
a rat
to death in school.
Yep.
Then we see him as a teenager. He's a cutter.
Yeah.
Right. And he's abused by his stepfather.
Yeah.
And then we see him as a married man, where the whole thing seems to be them saying, you know, he had a child. The child was taken away from him. And so he had his revenge and took all their children away from them. But he was killing kids prior to to his daughter being taken away from him.
And we get a lot more glove reveals in this movie.
The prototypes. We can see the prototypes.
Or just for different feelings he's having on the day. Yeah, there's different attachments and what have you.
Yeah,
there's many gloves.
Blades instead of the knives. And,
there's one with nails on it. Which, it's all.
And then ultimately the source of Freddy's abilities and power, because
it's
not
an
just
ancient demon.
Okay, so what the fuck?
I was lost before this even, so I was like, I feel like I had resigned to it at this point. I'm like, whatever, okay, I guess.
Yeah, what did they say these demons were, or how they became?
They're ancient dream demons.
Sure, but how do they become?
There's three of them.
Yep. Is there any reason why they became part of Freddy or his whole
Yaphet Kotto
thing?
How he is able to explain this, I don't know. He is a sleep therapist at a youth home where Lisa Zane also works, and these kids end up. I
don't think that's in the budget anymore. Sleep therapist at
because he's even trying dream therapy or something. That was his whole shtick.
Yeah.
Although we did this with Craig Wasson, right? Or Nancy was that character basically in the
right.
But he explains that he has a new print on his wall of a sculpture of these ancient dream demons who are said to roam the dreams of the living, looking for the most evil human among us, so they can give them the power to cross the line between dreams and reality. And that one line of dialogue right there explains Freddy Krueger. So we actually get to see the moment where the angry mob of parents tracked him down to his boiler room and burned him alive. And at that moment, the dream demons show up and circle around him like big little puppet heads.
Yeah. It's like, if you will murder many children, we will inhabit your body and allow that to happen.
Well, he'd already murdered them.
Yeah.
Well, if you murder more children,
continue murdering more.
If you continue what you've been doing, we will help you.
Yeah.
And he's like,
It's still better though than in the remake when he pulled the sweater off when he was getting burned alive. Remember, there was like the slow-mo shot of him ripping it at the chest. That was way worse.
Oh no! For the remake?
Yeah.
Oh no!
The remake.
No! That's a reveal moment. He is in the middle of being burned. It hasn't been revealed technically who he is yet, and so he's got a jacket, and he's burning so much he pulls it off and rips off the jacket, which is a reveal of the Freddy sweater.
That part was so stupid. That part was so stupid.
Oh, that was a big trailer moment. Speaking of which, are you wearing a striped shirt?
I am wearing a red striped shirt.
Coincidence?
Yeah, coincidence. Yeah.
So yeah, you're going to see all of this stuff. I don't know. The idea that Freddy, had a wife and kid I know other serial killers have done. I don't need that for.
It's
Krueger.
not.
It's too late for this at this point. Like we've established he's this crazy supernatural entity. Adding a human backstory with him is like so many steps backwards and like narrative wise.
I think
like,
they only
we're
do
so
it.
past that.
Yeah, definitely. I think they only do it because it is like we're gonna kill him. We're just gonna give him.
Well, we
this.
need a
New territory.
new plot device for a new movie. We're gonna do.
Who finally gets to kill Freddy? His daughter, his lineage, his family.
Ugh.
Yeah. So that's basically there's like we learn that Freddy had a child, but we don't know if it was a boy or a girl.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I think we know that it's a girl, there's a little like
little girl
all through
the whole time,
right?
But there's the thought that this, who we think is the main character, this John Doe, might be his son.
He keeps thinking that he's his son. It's like I'm family.
Misdirection.
Yeah.
So there's this whole convoluted thing. So they go to there's a home in the city 2 miles away from Springwood. And no one's ever been to Springwood. It's 2 miles away. 2 miles.
Yep.
On the sign on the highway. And John Doe ends up there. And so Lisa Zane is his therapist.
Yep.
She's having these recurring dreams that connect to his recurring dreams.
Yep.
So she's going to take him back to Springwood to jog his memory.
Right. Immersion therapy.
Yeah.
We're going to take you to where all your trauma happened. Figure it out.
And 3 of the other kids, that would be Breckenmeyer the stoner. He's got daddy issues, right? Then Tracy, the tough girl who apparently was molested by her father.
Yeah, she's also got daddy issues. Carlos has mommy issues.
Yep, because he was made deaf by his mom and a Q-tip.
Every time I clean my ears, I think of this man. This scene in this movie. Every single time.
So it works.
I think he has the most horrifying story in this movie.
It has stuck with me forever.
Yeah.
It has bothered me since I've seen it. It makes my ears hurt thinking about it right now.
It itches on the inside of my ears thinking about the ear trauma in this movie. That is definitely the scariest and most disturbing stuff in this movie.
I think so.
Too
when
bad
it comes
that so
out the
early
other end
on
with all the gunk on it.
Yes.
I'm like,
the giant Q-tip through the ear.
Yeah, the giant Q-tip through the ear is just the worst
The sound design is really good on it too. So
the sound design for that, his whole scene and everything is really good.
But then after that, the sound design becomes so cartoonish, literal cartoon sound effects, that it's just too much to take. But at this point, I'm still on board with this movie, and I'm like, this is creative. I like it because we're coming up with new weird ways Freddy has to kill people at this point. And
how he's affecting them and everything.
Yeah.
That might have been my favorite part of this. Is his Carlos's whole thing with his ear and all that stuff.
Because he gets like the thing grows in it and it gets like super hearing, so everything's really sensitive.
So Freddy drops a pin from the top, and I just love how it's set up because you can hear the drop noise, something falling from a high distance.
Cartoon.
And it's just like, and like I said, I'm like, I think every object makes that noise when it falls. We just can't hear it.
Yep.
And so we get one pin, and then he's like, and then like 1,000 pins he drops out of his hand.
And then the chalkboard.
Razor
blades on a chalkboard.
Which explodes his head, which it would.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But these are the moments, that I guess the Nightmare on Elm Street
high
movies,
score. Ha, ha, ha.
No,
Like those moments. They're as bad or as cheesy as they may be. That is kind of what you're expecting from Freddy. But again, this is my limited knowledge.
Only after a certain number of movies, though.
Yes.
That's the problem, is that you go back and watch this first one. I want to do like a reverse marathon where I watch like this one and then immediately watch the first one right after and see how different it is.
It's night and day.
Yeah, exactly. I know.
Yeah.
Because he's scary in that first one.
The first one's bloody.
He's not quippy.
It is like, he has knives for fingers. And it's the idea of being cut by those knives.
Yeah, and what he does to Tina. It's Tina, right? Yeah, just that whole thing. But what he does her in the bedroom and then her through the hallways.
Body bag.
That shit was just like, this is way scarier than anything.
They don't really. I guess that's maybe the thing. It seems like they kind of work like he has the knives and he uses them, but he doesn't like kill people with the knives.
No.
No.
I mean, I don't know when that started, but it seemed like when the series got more fantastical with the third one, then it started to be like he turned to. I mean, the one that stands out to me as the most like outlandish was the Roach Motel, right? Where he turned that girl who was afraid of bugs into a literal roach.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I forgot about that one. Yeah.
Oh, I remember it.
Yep.
Yeah, she has like roach hands growing.
Oh, I
out of
believe
her.
it.
Yeah.
It all breaks.
I'm sure I've
and
seen it at one
turns out
point, yeah.
She's in like and he crushes her in the.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So this is
They're
in keeping with
inventive.
that,
I
very
love the
inventive.
Right,
inventiveness
yes.
of this franchise.
And the other one. So there's really like two that you would remember from this one, right? There's the aforementioned ear cleaning.
Yep. And the
And
video
then
game.
there's the video game.
Yeah.
So what's going on with that one?
This was Breckin Myers. He falls asleep and he ends up. Oh, because his dad, Breckin Myers' dad, has put him in this. Put him in a institution, foster home, whatever it is. The institution to get him figured out because he, keeps making bombs and shit, as you do.
Yeah.
But so he's like, I don't want to be you, Dad, and he doesn't. He just doesn't want to be like his dad and follow his path, and so that turns into basically his nightmare. His dad's ends up being a tennis dad in the video game. Like this, it's basically fighting. His dad is the big boss,
But he's stoned on the couch, so he's always stoned, right?
Always
and because he's stoned, this movie makes smoking weed look like a literal acid trip.
It does because
yeah.
they play Anagata DeVita.
And the colors come out
I'm
of the
like,
TV.
he smoked weed. He
Yeah.
didn't take fucking acid.
And like he smoked like early 90s weed, which was shitty ditch weed that didn't do anything. Yeah.
Not gonna do
it. The colors like come out of the TV and suck him in while Ngata DeVita is playing. And
Which
then
is what you want, but it's not going to happen.
Actually, the movie does have like an anti-drug message.
It does.
Which I think was permeating pop culture at that time, because even the Johnny Depp cameo
Brain on drugs, yeah.
is
Yeah.
but everybody's like, I don't smoke that shit, man, and blah blah blah, and then everyone besides this character is like, man, I didn't know. No, I'm just like, you guys are gonna die unhappy. You could die high and happy, but you're not gonna.
I know. The way he went out seemed not so bad compared to some other people in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he got stomped on a bit, which is a good effect when you see his lower stomach region going in and out of the ground.
Yes,
because he's in like a platform video game.
Gets
he's in a side-scrolling video game.
Yeah.
It feels like what is the Olympics, where you had that special like run pad and everything like that. So this one's a tennis one. It's a sports one basically. But yeah, he's asleep in there because everyone just kind of falls in and out of. We're not entirely sure when everyone's going in and out of sleep.
I'm not
for this
entirely sure which characters were. There was a scene where Lisa Zane, despondent over finding out that she actually is the daughter of Freddy, goes walking in the rain, which I was like, this is great.
Clutching a wall as she walks by.
Like, I'm so despondent. And she walks by a newspaper machine that says 5-6, grab your crucifix, something like that. And I'm like, is she asleep? Like,
right. Like who's, where are we? Whose dream are we in? Who's,
Well, even in the Breckin Meyer thing, like, he falls asleep. And I mean, I guess there's precedent for this in the other movies.
Yeah.
Like, you're affected by what's happening to you in the dream.
Right. So if you're going upstairs in a dream, in the reality, you're just walking up nothing that is stairs. We see this a few times in this movie.
That, like, is taken to extremes in this movie.
Yes.
Like, there's no guardrails of reality.
Boing,
I just think it is a cartoon.
I get this was extremely topical. Maybe this is a nice time capsule scene, and that's the best thing I can come up with about it. But him getting sucked in the video game and then getting spat out of the video game, but still being controlled by the power glove and literally bouncing around like pogo stick bouncing with the sound effect you can imagine all through this house, punching walls. It goes on for so long.
And all the characters are witnessing him doing all this weird shit.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Interacting with
what? This is crazy. And it reminded me of the Black Phone too.
Oh no.
You're still on about that.
They
huh?
really went full Freddy with Black Phone 2, I guess.
I
Did
think
they really?
Heavily inspired, I would say, by the Elm Street franchise. Yeah.
Interesting. But yeah, he gets stomped on. He gets hit with tennis
and Freddy
rackets
has the power glove, which we all remember from the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, which is, I thought it was pretty funny. Like if the guy's known for having a glove of like build onto it and go for it. So he continues to torture him. What's his ultimate demise?
It was boring. He fell down a flight of stairs and into a giant hole opened.
A hole in the ground, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. He fell in it, and then blood comes out of the television set, and we're like, okay.
Like, oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just don't like the tone of the scene, and it goes on for just so long. And I get it was probably a like special effects feat at the time, so you want to get the most out of it.
Think about it, how it was received and presented at that time. But even then, it's kind of like for all that, which I thought was fun stuff, the ending of it, like I said, he just falls downstairs and goes into a pit.
Yeah, because you don't actually see him how he dies or whatever.
Yeah, but he beat his high score, which is where that comes from.
The town, I guess a couple more things we got to touch on before the end. But so the town of Springwood, right, is out of a John Waters movie?
Yeah.
Or
Yes,
Werner Herzog movie?
In a
or
crawl at the
something?
beginning of the movie, the town of Springwood, all teenagers and children have died.
Because Freddy killed them all.
Because
It's children of men up in there.
Yeah. So Freddy has killed all the children in Springwood, and so the parents are experiencing psychosis at this point for having their children murdered and what have you, and then just it's a childless town, and all the adults have gone nuts. Basically, they're still putting up fairs, your local fair with rides and shit and everything. But when teenagers show up in a van, they're like and they're throwing shit at them. Yeah.
Tom Arnold says.
Yeah. So they're all just like, we can't, no children because they bring him.
But Roseanne Barr is excited to see them. She can't. She like.
Oh yeah, she's gonna.
She
adopt
feels
them right
very
there.
John Watersy in this role for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And all the other adults seem to be like stuck in a psychosis where they're talking to people who aren't there. And it's very like off kilter comedy, I guess.
Very.
I mean, the tone is like very, I guess that's what they're going for.
Seems so.
And this is what separates this one from like any of the other Nightmare on Elm Street movies. Like the other ones all do kind of feel, at least 3, 4, and 5 feel like they're in a series.
Yeah, those always felt different than this one and everything that came after, and even, like the first one. But 3, 4, and 5 always felt like of a certain thing. Again, I've only seen them like once each, but it always felt different from this stuff.
Yeah, you can go back and watch them.
Yeah, I can.
Instructive to watch the Nightmare on Elm Street movies at some point. Around Halloween, maybe. This time of year.
I could just watch Halloween 4 again. I don't know. I'm
I
not.
do.
But that's the thing.
I watch Halloween 4 so many times every October.
Right, yeah. I just never felt the need to like dive into this series. I don't know why.
I get it. I felt the same way. I feel like it's just kind of like you're a Coke or you're a Pepsi household. I feel like you're a Freddy or you're not Freddy kind of.
I feel like horror.
Yeah.
Like in a way that like the the Halloween or the Friday.
Right.
Yeah, not in that traditional sense. It is more out there.
Fantasy.
Which I like, but yeah, it's just a different flavor, I guess.
Yeah.
You know?
So I guess, the big thing is, okay, so Robert Englund is playing Freddy for the 5th time.
Yep.
And what do we think of? And he just got his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
He did. God bless him.
Year.
He deserves it.
I mean, yeah, it's Freddy Krueger is one of cinema's, most recognizable boogeymen.
Yeah,
absolutely. Even you can draw like the silhouette and instantly right the hat and the glove, and you can you got it.
So much so on not too long. The
Goldbergs?
Yeah. You put the makeup on again.
So
That's
much
probably the last time, right?
Yeah, but so iconic that like everyone's just like, we can't replace him. Like
I know,
he is. Everyone considers this a singular representation of this character,
and
and they might be right. Because I don't find the producer is going to be adventurous enough. They tried once.
Yeah.
We saw how that turned out. But also, like, that was destined to fail with that storyline.
Right.
And
we talked on that episode, too, about how the makeup really failed him, too, in that movie.
Yeah, it really did. You can't look like a burnt cat and then just get away with it. Yeah.
But I think you're onto something, Sean, because Jackie Earle Haley, like, is a pretty beloved actor, I feel like, or at least
especially at that time,
right? And at that time, especially
his comeback was in like full swing.
Yeah, like, and him coming off of Watchmen.
Yep.
That people, it seemed, it made sense, and I see why they went with it.
It made sense, and I agreed with that.
Yeah, but this role is so singularly Robert Englund that even a beloved character like Jackie Earle Haley can't step into it in a way that works. Like, I think you're right. I think they are one.
I think they are one.
Yeah.
I think they are one. I don't think that you can continue.
They are the substance. Like,
I think
you can't separate them.
I don't think you can continue that character.
Yeah.
Without Robert Englund. And we've all thought this. No one can ever be the cannibal. Hannibal. No one can be Hannibal besides Anthony Hopkins. Never. Mads Mikkelsen's fucking a genius.
Yeah.
Like, we have found until you find it, you think you can't find it.
Yeah, but the thing that separates that is, it's like the Anthony Hopkins Hannibal Lecter. It's like that's a specific, take, right?
Right.
And the Mads Mikkelsen one is a different perspective kind of take. But with Freddy Krueger, you've had 7-8 movies, you've had all those takes.
Yeah.
So it's like the Jackie Earl Haley one is like trying to do what was already done
Right.
in the first movie.
Yeah, it's not a different take, I guess.
It's not a different take.
Because Robert Englund is doing every take he can do through this series.
Yeah. So
and
you
he
just
has
get a
covered
recreation.
Right. And he has covered a lot of ground.
Yeah.
And so it's hard to bring someone in and be like, well, he did so much here. Like, what do you have left to do? She's like, well, maybe we should do it. Maybe you shouldn't do
There's
it.
nothing new with Freddy Krueger that Robert Englund hasn't
and it's
already
easier
done.
to put a mask on a dude and have him go kill people and then have that series run for 50 years.
Yeah.
So, when there's personality behind it, it's hard to replicate that, as we've seen in Hollywood trying to do it forever. So I don't think they're going to do it.
I mean, this is the jokester Freddy. He's not scary at this point.
No, and he comes in very early being jokester Freddy in this movie.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure, like,
as the Wicked
how far.
Witch of the
How far into the other previous movies that Freddy does come in, whether we establish a lot of story and then Freddy comes in and everything. But it's just like he comes in real quick in this one.
Usually you have to resurrect him.
Right.
Yeah.
The dog one seems to go like, he exists. We're getting into it. This is what's going on.
Yeah.
Colin, which one has the magic dog pee?
That is number 4, the Rennie Harlan.
Gotcha. Okay.
The Dream Master.
I think that might be the one I've seen.
Who did 2?
Jack Shoulder.
Yeah.
Jack Shoulder did 2, right?
Yeah, I like 2. I stand by 2.
I haven't.
like it.
I haven't watched it in a long
It's not
time. I wasn't
perfect,
here
but I
for
like
when
it.
we did it here, but I haven't seen
We
it.
didn't, did we do 2?
I think you guys did.
I don't know if we did 2.
It predates me if you did.
Maybe
Yeah,
not. I don't know.
think
But
so.
again, I haven't watched that one in a long time. Jack fucking Shoulder.
They end up going all out with the 3D finale. And so we get a lot of visual effects and model work. We fly through Freddy's brain.
It's cool. I like this part.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Hey, go for it. It's just the smushing of the glasses on my face. It didn't come across as
It looked pretty good for me, but I don't have glasses, so. But
I tried to take them off. I'm just like, well, now it's just blurry
Focus
shit.
on it.
Yeah,
And I guess I was able to focus between the double images or
Right.
whatever. It's
Yeah,
like,
I tried. I was doing everything. I was like moving to the left, moving to the right, backing
Closing
up,
one eye.
looking closer. Yeah, I was like, do I get taller? Can I get shorter? What looks best?
Do you have trouble with other like regular 3D movies? Or no?
I don't usually watch 3D movies just because it is more of a strain just because I have glasses and everything. But any of the other 3D movies with your other glasses that we've watched down here come across pretty okay. I've been good with those. Those have worked. You got to keep them where they are in my face and not move around too much. But yeah, those work. The red and blue don't work for me. Doesn't seem so.
I saw SpongeBob in 3D last week, and it was. I mean, it's an animated movie, and I feel like going forward, maybe we should only do animated movies in 3D because it makes more sense that way. Because you could
do a lot.
You can do it as you're building the movie.
They haven't shot a movie in 3D.
Right.
It's all
planned and shot a movie in 3D.
Yeah.
Post converted, or they're like Avatar. They were just generated in. Well, I mean, I guess animated. You know, it's like, but a movie that was actually planned to be shot.
Yeah.
With 3D cameras. It's been a decade or more, probably.
Why are they not doing these Jurassic World movies in 3D?
They should.
Well, they just post convert them.
But they don't even do that, though. Like, they're not, but that isn't even.
So what you're saying is we haven't gotten better than Jaws 3 in 3D. Is what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying, yes.
That's what I'll agree with.
The 80s era of 3D. That's still my favorite, but
It's the most
it might be mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's just fun. Bad and fun.
So they do arrange a showdown between Freddy and his daughter.
Yeah, there's a lot of shenanigans. She figures out she's his daughter after the guy who thinks, after John Joe, who thinks he is Freddy's son, falls onto a spike pit. Which I always love this effect. This movie has stuck with me for so long. The holes in his body in the real world after he's landed on the spike pit. And I was just like, that one always affected me. But he gets taken out. He's like, because he can't figure out any other words to say. It's like, it's a boy. Like, not you're the child, or like it's a girl. Like he's just like it's a boy.
It's not a boy.
It's not a boy. So, I'm just like, no, you could be more direct. I know you're laying on a pit of spikes, but you could be a little more direct at this point. But whatever, she figures it out.
she does and I do I find it, like one of those, like, okay, whatever, that, because we established in the third movie that people could share a dream, which was unusual, and there was like a whole bunch of, they had to go through logic hoops to explain how that could happen. Now it's just like, I need to go into the dream. It's
now if I concentrate hard enough, I'm in the dream. I'm just like this.
So everybody's going into each other's dreams. You're like, I don't think it works that way, but okay.
No, it's like, how are these people falling asleep? Because at the end, they're just like, I'm like, how are they putting her under? They're just being like, we're going to count down from 10. I'm just like, is that it?
Yeah, you just hypnotize a person and they go to sleep.
Yes.
And she pulls Freddy out of a dream, which we've also established in the prior movies. If you're holding him when you wake up, anything in your dream comes with you.
Yep.
And she confronts her father, and his whole thing seems to be that he wants her to take up the mantle of being a serial killer. It's in your blood.
Let me show you how to use it. Yeah, I guess he's just a sick freak, and he's just like, whatever keeps me alive and you under my control. Let's do it.
Yeah, because originally he needed her to, he stows away in her brain and crosses the magic threshold.
To get out of the threshold.
Get out of Springwood. Now I can kill more kids. Why? Because that's what I do.
So he wants her to be like the real world thing that brings other victims into the dream for him. So like they can work at it that way.
He wants her to be his Renfield, right?
Basically,
gotcha. Okay.
But it changes though, because that's the initial thing, and then eventually it's like, you're my daughter, and I did love you and your mother, and I want you to take on put on the glove,
Yeah. Put on the glove, put on the hat, put on the sweater.
Yeah. But she's like, no, and she fucking shoves a pipe bomb into him and blows him up.
Yep. All the little laughter demons come out and fly away, and Freddy's dead.
Yep.
Freddy's dead. You know how we know Freddy's dead?
She throws every fucking knife at him that she can find, which is apparently all these kids know how to make.
She has shit aim.
Yeah.
Somehow she's able to pin his shirt in his hands, but not hit him with a
She
knife.
kisses him, says Happy Father's Day.
Yeah, it's very touching.
If it was Father's Day.
No.
And we know Freddy's dead because Iggy Pop was recruited to do the song, the theme song.
That said he was dead.
Freddy's dead.
Did we talk about who did the score for this movie, though?
It's not the one you're thinking of.
It's not the one I'm thinking of? Damn,
Well,
it's not that Brian May?
No, it's the Brian May.
Oh, different Brian May?
He did the Mad Max movies.
Gotcha. Okay.
I wish
not
the same
Queen
Brian May.
Damn, I was like...
I know, I thought
that'd be
for
fun.
years.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, he does music too?
Right.
But no, because you're like, well, they did Highlander.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I was like, oh, shit.
That guy gets a lot of jobs and a lot of confusion when he meets people.
Yeah.
I guarantee it. It's like, you're hired. It's like, Brian May.
The soundtrack is packed with 90s retro Goo Goo Dolls.
Goo Goo Dolls. There were at least 3 Goo Goo Dolls songs. Not one of which I recognized because I wasn't listening for it.
I thought there was just one.
I saw 3 in the credits.
Everybody just sounds like the... Okay, maybe it was. I was like, everybody sounds like the Goo Goo Dolls, but...
Yeah, one of them sounded like... I think the band is Crime and Punishment, who does Turtle Power at the end of Teenage Mutant Turtles. One of them sounded like that, and I looked... It's not them, but I'm just like, okay.
And a lot of ponytails and very vibrant clothing. It's very 90s time capsule of that era.
Yeah.
So nostalgia reflex has been tickled.
Yeah.
But if you didn't grow up with it, then maybe you don't want to. I don't know. We're going to find out what if we would recommend Freddy's Dead to you, the listener out there.
Dead.
Or the listener who hasn't seen it.
The not
because most of them recommended it apparently and voted for it.
Yeah, it's our number 4. So enough people voted for it.
All right. Well, first of all, we're going to summon our mailman, and his name is Igor. Bring us the mail.
Masters, the mail. I've got the mail. So many letters. Our followers are rising.
Why, thank you, Igor.
Thank you, sir.
This is that exciting interactive portion of our show where we read some of your mail.
I'm sorry, I'm shocked. Igor just brought in an iPad and
this was mine. I was also shocked. I'm like, what's happening right now?
Igor's printer ran out of ink.
All right.
Okay.
Fair. I like that it only because it ran out of ink, he decided to go digital that he had the entire time, apparently.
Yeah. Well, see, now I got to keep the thing awake the whole time. I got to turn it off.
That's funny.
I thought Colin got a new iPad for Christmas, and he gave Igor his old one, and so Igor's like, "Here's the mail on the iPad," because he usually brings in that scroll with like the wax seal on it.
Yeah.
Colin has to crack the wax seal and unroll it. It's very ceremonious.
It is different most weeks because sometimes he does have that old fashioned like mailbag that heaves up onto the counter when it's really heavy mailbag week. But digital today. Okay. Wow, I had no idea that Igor was like so advanced.
He's struggling to get back to work like the rest of us. So he's like, you know what? I'm not writing this out on the paper.
I was just like, I'm busy. I got shit to do. Like, this is the best you're going to get. Yeah. Thank you, Igor.
Well, we should let the good folks at home know how they can participate on this interactive portion of our show by following along on Facebook.
Facebook.com/SaturdayNightFreakShow.
On X.
At Sat Freak Show.
By email.
SaturdayNightFreakShow@yahoo.com.
Sorry, I'm still laughing about Igor's printer running on ink.
And on Instagram at Saturday Night Freak Show. About tonight's movie, Freddy's Dead. Jacob Laws writes in and says, this is the most quotable Freddy.
He's got a lot of quotes from this one.
Town
has an Elm Street. I beat my high score.
Yeah.
No, this isn't Primetime.
No, that's the third one. Welcome to Primetime, bitch. Yeah, that's
he did do that one. Yeah. Okay, and then he had I don't think there was one other one, but
in this one,
video game.
It's up there.
Movie. Yep. Yeah. That's a good one.
Right, you are all my children now. Right? Is that one?
Nothing beats Miss Me from New Nightmare. As far as I'm concerned. I fucking love that movie.
Primetime bitch. Actually, they quoted it at the beginning because that's his most famous.
That's
quote.
very true.
It was okay. Travis Legler says, "I know the comedy is campy, but it's so much fun watching Robert Englund enjoy himself. Him jumping around when the kid loses his hearing aid, and he's jumping around, or when he looks right at the camera out of breath after pushing the bed of spikes into the road, makes me laugh every time. I love this pick. Now you're playing with power."
Yeah,
that's a good one.
He's always good, even if this feels like maybe a lower effort version of Freddy, but he is always good. I do like when he's pushing the spikes in. He's just
Freddy Krueger is like a very theatrical performance of posing and being in the right place and doing something, So it's like that's what Robert Englund's good at.
He is, because there's one shot in here I'm just like, that's the Freddy pose.
Yeah.
It's just like the with the hand down
the
and
glove
everything.
out.
Yeah. I'm just like, there was a full feet to top shot of that.
Yeah.
I'm just like, he's gotten very good at that.
Yep. The Kryptonian Orphan says, I preferred the 2010 A Nightmare on Elm Street over Freddy's Dead. That's how much I dislike this film.
Wow.
Oh, you're not going to like this episode because we've been dunking on that movie just as much.
Statement.
Yeah.
The boy with the Jason tattoo says, this is my least favorite of the franchise, but the first time I ever saw it, it was on BET because they used to play it a lot at night because it was considered an urban movie.
Black people love horror movies. That's Yaphet Kotto. There you go.
This was the era of the African-American horror movie, like Bones.
Right?
And
Bones.
Tales from the Hood and stuff like that.
When did the leprechauns start going to the hood? That wasn't until that was later 90s, I think, but it was 90s.
Snoop Dogg's Hood of Horror.
Yeah.
Right around this time too.
Yeah. Mark Harrison says, this was my introduction to the series and why Freddy is the way he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sean Ford says, if Freddy Krueger had a New Year's resolution, what would it be?
Get more sleep.
Laws said, having more bitches in primetime.
I would have said get more sleep.
I like that one though.
Bitches in primetime.
Prior to our best of the, you got to check out our best and worst movies of 2025. But prior to that, we watched Gremlins 2. Michael Whitaker says, my pitch for a Gremlins 3 is Gremlins versus Critters. Unless there's another tiny monster franchise from the 80s that we can pair them off with, that would make sense. Otherwise, I'm sticking with Critters.
That's a fair.
I'd watch it.
I'd watch it.
Yeah.
No?
I'd watch a versus. I'll always watch a versus movie.
Ghoulies come in at the post-credit sequence.
Okay.
That's the sequel setup.
Right, and then Munchie,
Okay.
Yeah.
Teresa Ann says, I hate to admit it, but I remember watching this way more than the original growing up in the 90s, Gremlins 2. And M. Tuna Man says, check out the Key and Peele sketch about Gremlins 2's writer's room hilarity.
I think I've seen that one.
Pretty good.
It sounds familiar. I'll go rewatch it after this, but yes.
I'll send a video to the group chat.
Yeah, any Key and Peele is pretty damn good.
And I believe it was the week before that we watched a movie called Terrifier 3.
Oh, yeah.
And Maya Madsen said, the first time I encountered rat torture was in George Orwell's 1984.
Yeah.
Because we were trying.
We did talk about that
Yeah.
The first time.
Yes.
Yeah.
I knew it wasn't the Fast and the Furious movie that I saw,
Right.
but that was the
For
first
American
version I
Psycho.
saw it
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, it's not in the American Psycho movie. I don't think it's in the book.
Right.
Well, we want to thank each of you for writing.
Thank you for writing in, for suggesting this movie, for
voting on
on it.
even though the people who wrote in didn't like it. Which
I mean,
does make you curious about the gaming of the voting.
Well, that might be our fault. I don't know. I don't know how the system works.
Yeah. Well,
What are you gonna
it's
do?
a freeware polling thing, and I'm sorry if I fucked up.
We'll be all right.
It's whatever.
We'll be all
We
right.
got 4 picks. That's all.
Yeah, we got 4 picks. They suggested them. We're gonna watch them.
Yep. We're
We
doing
keep
it.
it simple. Yeah.
Well, now we're going to go around the table and tell you what we thought of Freddy's Dead: The Final Nightmare, starting with
Sean, I'll go first tonight, just because I think I have complicated/complex feelings about this movie. Because I watched this one a lot, and this is one of the first, I think, Nightmare on Elm Streets that I saw, just based on timing and how old I was and all that stuff. So it was around a lot more than the other ones were. I still remember most of the quotes, most of the actions. I always remember Freddy listing off everything they did to him and him cutting off his fingers. That was always a big thing that I remembered. I remember the 3D ending. I remember that he died, that it was a big deal that Freddy was going to die. And I hadn't seen this in probably a good 20 years. It's been a long time. I had it very hyped up in my head as one of my favorites of the franchise. Watching it tonight, it has gone down a lot because it is not a very exciting movie. It feels like it's a very low energy Freddy movie. Again, this is not having a good memory of the previous movies in the franchise. This is also not being a great big fan of this franchise. Like, I have no urge to go back and watch most of these movies. Again, Nightmare on Elm Street and New Nightmare are basically...
and the third one. Damn it! 3 more.
I have no urge.
1, 3, 7.
I know that's a good one. Like Wes Craven wrote that one, right?
And
Nancy
Nancy's
comes
in it,
back.
and
Yeah.
Dad. I mean, those 3 are the Nightmare on Elm Street.
That should be what draws me in. I still have no urge to go back and see that. Maybe I don't know. The first one and New Nightmare are the ones that I will continuously go back to. New Nightmare is my favorite. I just love the meta-ness of it. I love its place in history, that Wes Craven did it before he got to Scream and those elements that are shared. But Freddy's Dead: The Final Nightmare is my 3rd favorite Freddy movie, just out of process of elimination. But yeah, it wasn't... Yeah, I don't know about this movie. Would I recommend it to you guys? It's Freddy's Dead: The Final Nightmare. It's still that. That's still worth something. I was still mostly entertained by it tonight, just in the sheer fact that I hadn't seen it in so long. I forgot that Breckin Meyer was in it. The Q-tip scene always bothers me and always gets me. I always thought that was really good. The sound design on that is good. Yeah, it's not my favorite Freddy movie. It's not the most exciting Freddy movie. But it's got some good quotes from it that I think everyone basically remembers. Robert Englund is even the lesser Robert Englund as Freddy is good Robert Englund as Freddy, again, because they are one and the same. Yeah, I'll recommend it because it's Freddy's Dead: The Final Nightmare, and that still means something to me, even if I wasn't so impressed by it tonight. Yeah, I'll recommend it. Freddy's Dead: The Final Nightmare. Good enough. Not an enthusiastic recommend, but good enough. Michaela, what'd you think?
I think you bring up a lot of good points, Sean. Yeah, I'm also not a huge diehard fan of this franchise either. So I feel like don't take my opinion that seriously.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't listen to me necessarily,
because I'm already got that working against me. But I was bored watching this. I just found it too comedic and too cheesy and too juvenile, and just it didn't really have anything meaningful to add or say, and it's unfortunate because I do like the idea of a woman working on the first 4 and being a producer or whatever. They said she worked with the computer effects and helped
She was like a line producer. Or something.
I like
a line producer does. Sorry.
Yeah,
the idea of working on those and then working
your way up to directing. I love that. I love when companies promote from within. Yes, exactly. So good on that. I'm glad it exists. I'm glad it has its place in history, but it's just not for me, and I didn't see it as a kid. Like I said, Sean and I have lived in a only ironic Freddy world.
Yeah,
he's in my mind. He's never really been on the same level as the Halloweens and stuff like that, just because like I've always known the tone of these movies to be goofy in comparison. So it's just not for me. And I was just bored with it. And it had weird, convoluted magic logic that it
does
really,
the invented daughter or sister or sibling or family.
And,
thing.
I've never come to a Friday the 13th movie and thought, this movie needs more domestic violence inserted into this. That would really, or like, incest would really liven this movie up. Never, we were dogging on the 2010 remake for all that stuff, but we completely glossed over that this movie does do some gross incest stuff.
Yeah.
That makes it unpleasant.
Yep, never happy.
That's always crossing a line. So just don't do it, Yeah, I've never, like I said, I've never been like, I need more domestic violence in my Nightmare on Elm Street movie. That'll spice things up and make it really interesting. Pass on it. I just didn't enjoy it. And I think, if the last Friday the 13th movie is for you or not at this point.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah, see, my mind's going towards the one I know more. Yeah.
Right. We so much want to go to that franchise. Like, no, come save us.
Yeah.
You have so many more better entries. Come here.
Yeah, and I the more I rewatch these movies, the higher up New Nightmare goes for me.
Yeah.
And I think New Nightmare is really
that's what
one of my favorites.
When you were talking about, it was just like the cartoonish ones and all that stuff. I think that's why I ignored all the cartoonish ones and stuck with the two serious ones that I like, that are more in line with the Halloween, the Friday the 13th.
Exactly. So, man, maybe you can tell a lot about someone based on what Friday the 13th movie is their favorite.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Nightmare on Elm Street. God damn it! I can't stop. Yes, Nightmare on Elm Street. Fuck. See,
Michaela so much does not want to be involved with this franchise. She's like, I'll do anything to name it something else.
Because if someone told me the Rennie Harlan one was their favorite, I'd be like, really, huh? But there are people that like it.
That was the most successful one, I think, before this one.
Wow. So maybe that's a good litmus test. But pass, Colin.
But the reason the Rennie Harlan one was so successful was because everybody loved Elm Street 3 and went to see the next one because they caught it on video.
Yep.
It's hard to look back on it now, and see it with the same kind of, because he does get jokey Freddy, but jokey Freddy was really invented with the third one, but the third one still is a horror movie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
By the time you get to the fourth one, they start really going into, okay, this is what Freddy Krueger is. This is what the audience wants. I think that was the one where it was Robert Englund in Nightmare on Elm Street. Because in the other one, it was always special appearance by Robert Englund as Freddy Krueger in 1, 2, and 3. And then 4 is like Robert Englund in Elm Street 4. Robert Englund in Elm Street 5.
Yeah, they know where the money is.
Yeah. I don't think I can be objective with this movie because of those movies I saw when I was 17, 18, 19, like the experience of seeing this, waiting for it is so like ingrained in the color of my background. Like, although I will tell you this, I was disappointed when I saw it when I was 17 because, I had seen the other ones on video and the fifth one in the theater. And I expected something in the tone of those movies. And then you see this and it's a goof off.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then I hated Rachel Talalay, like personally for this. And then I saw Tank Girl and I'm like, I hate this.
I hate you more.
Movies, And I don't know if I ever saw Ghost in the Machine. I can't remember. I don't think so. Or maybe I didn't. I totally forgot it. It's the lesser, the least interesting of the three. And so now you kind of, okay, I haven't seen this in a long time. I don't know if it's been 20 years, but it's been a while. And you're watching it again and you're like, I'm remembering, those from seeing it in that crowded theater and the audience loved every single minute of it. And it was like validation as a horror fan. Have this many people be into the same thing that you were in.
But that experience can cloud your judgment.
It's not a good movie.
It has not clouded your judgment.
But that's, I guess I'm sitting here and I'm going like, okay, who am I talking to? Right. When, obviously the audience has recommended it. So there's a nostalgia at play for the movie you remember. You liked Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare. But when you get to, would I recommend this movie to someone? It's like, okay, I'm talking to somebody who hasn't seen it. would I recommend this? It's like, no, the logic is broken all over the place. It makes no sense. People there's no internal logic to it. Shit just happens. We can jump into people's dreams. We can do this. People disappear when they die. This guy's a pogo stick whenever he's being, it's just.
You are right.
There's no tether of reality. The whole thing is a cartoon. And you go like, okay, was that a good creative choice or not? It was different. So it's like they were doing something different with the franchise. I just didn't like it. And I think objectively, it's not a good approach. So, yeah, I guess I would say this is one of the lesser, I mean, I don't know. Yeah. If we're saying 1, 3, and 7, to me, those are the story. Anything that, because those 3 follow Nancy. That's the story. That's the Wes Craven. Those are the 3.
Yep.
And everything else is kind of like a remake. But at least 3, 4, 5 do have like a similar tone. They kind of follow, like a little mini story. So it's like, I like them for different reasons. And I don't know, like I know we'll probably end up watching Freddy versus Jay. It's been on my list for a while because I know it's Freddy and Jason. So maybe
all right, there's a lot, right? But there's a lot more to that movie that is enjoyable than it just being a Freddy movie. So that's different.
Yeah,
that's way different.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna stick to my guns here. I'm gonna say I wouldn't recommend this for a new viewer. I wouldn't recommend that you check out Freddy's Dead. 1, 3, 7.
There you go.
That's all you need. All right. So I guess that's Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare.
Yep.
And next week we're going to watch another movie that was chosen by
you. What are we watching next week, Colin?
Number 3 is Mario Bava's A Bay of Blood.
A Bay of Blood?
I think it's A Bay.
Yeah.
Okay, because I've always just called it Bay of Blood.
Which is the prototypical, always credited as being the prototypical
Giallo?
No, slasher movie.
Yeah. Okay.
What year? It's not a Giallo. I think it's 72 or 74. Okay. It was titled The Twitch of the Death Nerve.
Right. Yes. All right. I remember that.
Here in the States.
And I'm curious about how and why this got picked by our listeners because Colin, I brought this movie up to you like 2 months ago.
Well, they heard that. Did you do it on the podcast?
No, I did it on in our group chat. I asked Colin because I was watching like one of the 100 greatest scary movie moments thing, and I was like, Colin, is A Bay of Blood worth watching?
Oh, right, I remember
go back
that.
And see what you said about it.
There's a lot of like weird choices on this list. Somehow we're gonna have to something about the security on our vote.
Well, no, one of our listeners is the people who listen to your phone after you say something out loud, and they heard that. Yeah.
Somebody did recommend it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But did they also recommend Freddy's Dead?
We'll see.
All right, we'll have to find out.